Last week in Bathurst, the stat sheet didn't tell the whole story. We had, per SimCAR tradition, chaos throughout the field. Kieran Lifflander Racing may have swept the podium, but all three of their drivers tossed the race away at one point or another. In the AM subclass, it was much more the same. Scott Lindgren prevailed in a war that is that class every week. Another undulating circuit where the uphill takes no prisoners. We go green at Lime Rock next. Our venue this week is Lime Rock Park. This 1.5 mile neutral terrain. Oh man, I really messed up the background video there. This 1.5 mile neutral terrain road course is one of the oldest in the nation, known for only having one left-hand corner. Lime Rock is all about carrying momentum and being brave at the uphill. Sports cars have been prevalent here since the beginning, and SimCAR writes another chapter tonight. The format for the SimCAR Porsche Cup is as follows. The drivers have just started a 15-minute qualifying session, which sets the grid for a 45-minute race. The inaugural season of the SimCAR Porsche Cup Series continues tonight live on ASN TV with Ray Kingsbury next to me in the production truck. My name is Bryan Sawyer, and we welcome you to Lakeville, Connecticut. SimCAR Porsche Cup on ASN TV is brought to you by Penguin RC Simulations, trusted by racers for their unbeatable support, rock-solid product guarantees, and high-performance sim gear. When you want equipment that you can rely on lap after lap, Penguin RC Simulations delivers every time. Lambert Designs, the official graphics partner for SimCAR. From promotional materials to custom paint liveries, Lambert Designs has it all. For more information, join the NASA Discord and contact Brandon Lambert. And by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support all season. Ray, home track for you.
Yeah, one
how
of my
you feeling
favorite
tonight?
tracks.
Thinking we're gonna have a lot of lawnmowers.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm thinking we're gonna have a lot of lawnmowers tonight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, this track tends to promote that. I was gonna say though, one of my favorite tracks to watch racing at, both in person and on iRacing. The first time we came here in SimCAR history was when we were NASA GT Americas, driving in the GTE. We put 35 cars on this circuit. We did a sprint race with a top 8 invert. It was a good race. So it was 15-minute sprint, 45-minute feature. And you guys would never guess who won, but it was me. Now, we're back here for some action with the Porsche Cup Series. We've been back a couple times since we did come back, I believe, for GT4. And I want to say our GT3 series might have come here one other time. So maybe a maximum of 4 times in the last 6 years. But it's always a popular track amongst the drivers, and everybody seems to have a good time. It's obviously all pretty much right-hand corners, one slight left, and that's about it. Under a minute lap time, you're going to get lots of racing here, Bryan.
I like to call it an oval with features.
Well, NASCAR did race here last year.
Yeah. So it's a wiggly oval, and it's got that one left-hander, but that's pretty much it. Let's see if we can get a high above angle just to get a full kind of picture of the
Bryan,
track.
I was actually here for when NASCAR visited last year because, like, why wouldn't you go when something historic happens, right?
Of course.
I'll be honest with you, the truck race, as everybody is sliding off in turn 1, literally 4 cars in the wall, the truck race was pretty boring. But what was really interesting was the historics. They actually were really fun to watch.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, this car's... I think the Porsche is pushing like the limit of what is good racing at this this track. The Porsche is gonna be a good race, but I wouldn't put anything much faster than it on this track.
Well, yeah, it's crazy.
Slower
They've actually
cars,
driven the prototype challenge cars here.
That's insane.
Real life. I mean, we're not talking like a sim.
Yeah, I feel like this track promotes a little bit slower classic car, and those historics definitely put on a good show here.
Yeah, well, an iconic car to be driven at this track is actually the TA1s and TA2s from the Trans Am series. They run the classic circuit without the chicane. They come up the hill, the uphill, and they're on 2 wheels.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there was a big incident a few years ago with Andretti. He threw it into the wall up the hill.
It's crazy. I've bounced over, I've bounced and done that, but I can't imagine doing it in real life. It's really scary in the sim, just going up the hill and losing rear traction. But on our track, Tucker Lindgren was the first car out. Immediately set the fastest lap, passed by Kevin Boland, and then Brandon Lambert takes the lead. Gonna go look at some of our fast people. Kieran Lifflander didn't win last week's race, was third, but was one of the fastest drivers. He was top in practice. We'll see what he can do this time by. Looking like he's a predicted lap time of 51.
I was gonna say there's not a lot of clean laps out there, so we're 3 minutes in, which means you've had about 4 laps to run, and we have only half the field set a valid lap.
Yeah. There we go, 52.9 for Kieran Lifflander second time round.
Yeah, I know for a fact though there's going to be some competitive drivers out there. Tony Flores was putting up higher 50s in his practice with a full fuel load. So.
Oh, Josh Sussey loses it on turn 2.
I'm excited though, Brian. We've got a pretty good championship battle from what I saw after Bathurst, which I unfortunately was not able to be present for. But it looked like things closed up a little, and Matt Mosby somehow has ended up on the top of the has somehow ended up on the top of the leaderboard after everything shook out over in Australia.
Yeah, we're getting down to the end of the season. We got nice tight battles for the points, so it's going to be exciting. We'll take a look at them after we start winding down qualify here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at it right now. There's not a single points battle that's not tight.
Matthew Lindy. Oh my God, he's a cat. Well, that's. Ray Rodriguez sets fastest lap, 51.6. The AM driver, top of the field. Tucker Lindgren, P2. So the 2 AM drivers on top of everybody here.
Did that 50-something that was predicted for Lifflander not hold?
No, he wound up getting I think that lap didn't count. His fastest lap right now is a 52.9. I'm thinking going over the chicane, these guys are hitting the curbs a little too much and probably getting some off track there.
Yeah, these cars like to go over the curb because it's faster. Obviously, though, iRacing tells you that's an off track. We used to have a rule in this league where we didn't do off tracks. You could get as many off tracks as you wanted, provided you didn't crash.
Oh, right there.
We didn't care.
Watching people right on the last corner go way off track.
Well, I was going to say, unfortunately, though, I ruined that for everybody because we came to Lime Rock Park in the GT4s, and I set my ride height high enough that the Aston Martin wouldn't bottom over the chicane, and I pretty much just motored by at 10 miles an hour higher than everybody else up the hill. So, I mean, I didn't need to do that. It was just faster. I still qualified pole without doing it, but so now we have a rule with an incident limit. You could use the incidents. That's fine. You can do whatever you want up to those 15, but past that, you're going to get a 5-second penalty. So
looks like a lot of these cars are struggling out of the last turn, just holding so much speed. and trying to not run it into the. Oh, there goes one off the back. Not quite sure who that was.
The car is very understeered.
There was a 997
off the throttle. So I was working with Tony Flores before the race, trying to help him dial in his setup a little bit, and basically we had to put in a little rake and stiffen up the anti-roll bar in the rear and soften the front to just get more rotation. Holy moly, Tucker took off.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming over that last corner and maybe getting a little air before the downhill.
There's a Seward right there that drops down on the outside, and if you hit the curb too hard, you're going to end up in it.
Oh, yeah, he was airborne
Seward,
coming down the hill.
Yeah. Yep, it will happen, especially with these kangaroo cars we've got here.
It's funny. I love
that
this
was
vehicle.
Massarelli. Sorry. I was going
A
to say
lot
that
of people
more like Massarelli cross.
Yeah, a little bit. A lot of people complain about these cars being too bouncy. I don't know if I'm just not fast enough not to notice it, or I just don't mind it. I have a great time in these.
Yeah, I think there's something said about planting the front always kind of helps you have a better handling car, and I think that drivers who overdrive it will get some wheel hop, and drivers who keep it within the margins will feel very comfortable, right? So I'm guessing you kept it in the margins.
Is that a fancy way of calling me slow?
I honestly don't think you did bad, Brian. I really don't. I think you drove within your
within my capabilities.
Yeah.
Aiden met at top of the table still.
It's a pretty competitive field, so.
51.325 currently. Coming up to everybody's last 1 or 2 laps. Minute 31 remaining.
I think the class indicators are a little messed up too, because we've got Kieran Lifflander in the Yam class. We've also got 3 points leaders apparently with only 2 classes.
God,
so
I think
we somehow messed that up a little.
I am professional.
So Brandon Lambert is not the points leader. Matt Mosby is, and Scott Lindgren is the points leader, but in the AM class. That's why you see the gold stripes next to their name. Lambert's second, so maybe that's why he's gold.
I don't know why it does that sometimes.
Maybe it pulls it based on the last race.
No, it's their whole number plate's just missing, so it's a feature.
It's a feature we didn't know we had.
It's funny, during the break I'll re-export the theme and it will be fine. I'll change nothing and it will be fine. Good Matt Kingsbury. P2 right now, trying to make it P1. Coming around the final stretch, looking like predicted of a 49. I don't think that's going to be right. A 51, nope, did not count. Going to get one more chance.
I think the prediction's just a little ahead of things here.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I know Matt can definitely run a good lap time. I don't know if he can run a 50.9. We'll find out. I mean, I know it's possible. Tony was running it in practice on heavier fuel. He just hasn't linked it together here in qualifying, unfortunately. I mean, Matt is hammering that curb, but it looked very clean all the way through. Tiny bit of tiny bit of understeer and entry. You saw the front end get away from him. He's off the track, so it definitely invalidated the lap.
Oh, so that's Clinton Funk.
Fine, Clinton.
Yeah.
Oh, pit entry. Okay. I was a little worried for Clinton there for a minute.
All right. Let's take a look at qualifying results. Aiden Meta, top of the tower, 51.276. Followed by Matt Kingsbury, Brandon Lambert, Ray Rodriguez, Daniel Coletta, Tucker Lindgren, Scott Lindgren, Marwin Mofta, Tony Flores, Kevin Fanning, Matt Mosby, Brian Sohn, Kevin Boland, Matthew Lindy. Go to the next page, please, and thank you. Clinton Funk, Melanie Perlow, Kieran Lifflander, Josh Sussy, and Joseph Bascucci. Interesting, Kieran didn't get a lap time. He got a lap time set. It wasn't the lap time he was running to practice.
Definitely not. Definitely not the lap he would want. I was just noticing, Brian, that we use realistic weather, and It is now June here in Connecticut. It's quite warm. Not super warm because it's Connecticut, not, Florida. But the track temp here is hotter than it's been pretty much any race before this. We're at 109 degrees Fahrenheit. During qualifying, it was 113 degrees Fahrenheit on the track, which, as you know, Brian, iRacing really doesn't go much higher than like 130. So that's pretty high up there in terms of track temp.
A wild track temperature. All right, Brandon.
Might explain some of the slower lap times.
All right, we're going to take a quick break real quick. I'm going to try and fix the two things real quick. And my wife's yelling at me that she's having a problem outside. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, Ray. Are we back? We're back. All right. Before we get started, we're going to take a quick look at the points coming into this evening. We're going to look at the overall standings here. Like you said earlier, Matt Mosby at the top, 103 to Brandon Lambert's 100. Aiden Meta, 90. Scott Lindgren, 85, 80, 77. Everything is so close here. There's just battles all throughout. People are going to be able to take multiple positions throughout the next 2 weeks. If they're trying, go look over at AM. Scott Lindgren, 138 to Raymond Rodriguez is 135. 118, 111 for Tucker Lindgren and Mafta. Warwest Son, Aberatus, Funk, Pascucci, and Sawyer. Top 10 there. Wow.
Yeah, it's just super tight. I mean, we're missing Aberatus tonight for the AM class, so that gap will open up, unfortunately. But, Aiden Meta's missed a few rounds. He's P3 in the overall. I mean, you got to think he's on the pole right now. There's a good chance he grabs himself a good finish. Aiden Meta's not out of this championship hunt. I know that it said he was, 30 points behind?
Something like
30
that.
30 points? He's not out of it. you could pull back a good number of points each week. If he's here for the rest, excuse me, got the hiccups. If he could pull back a little bit each week, he's more than certainly still got a reasonable chance here.
Like we're going to get a full lap for the pace lap here. Meta on pole, followed by Matt Kingsbury, Brandon Lambert, Ray Rodriguez, Daniel Coletta, Tucker Lindgren, Scott Lindgren, Marwin Mofta, Anthony Flores, Kevin Fanning, Matt Mosby, Brian Sohn, Kevin Boland, Matthew Lindy, Clinton Funk, Melanie Prolu, Kieran Lifflinder, Josh Sussy, and Joe Pascucci. 19 drivers on the track this evening. I'm a little out of breath too, Ray. I ran outside.
18 because Kieran Lifflander has disconnected.
Did he? Oh, he has disconnected. Interesting.
Lost the man, the myth, the legend, Kieran Lifflander. So
18
cars it is, and that is more than enough for this circuit, as you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you fixed it. I still see a few pink cars. Oh, I see. There's number plates. I still see 3 gold ones, Brian.
Interesting.
We've broken timing and scoring, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a fun thing. Why are there 3? The world.
You know what? Brandon's just special.
I know. No, I know why
champion.
there's 3. I know why there's 3 because if we score, the way my stuff works is if we score pro on its own. I think Lambert.
Oh, so he's the pro leader. There's an overall leader and an AM leader, but we don't actually score pro by itself. We just score an overall. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so that tells you how close the championship is. That our timing and scoring system can't figure out who should actually be leading. That makes a lot more sense, Brian. And we're not crazy. But the good thing is about that is it does tell us who's in the championship hunt tonight.
Yeah. What is crazy is I just re-exported my theme here, and I changed nothing. And it's the number plates are back. No clue. But whatever. Not going to complain.
It's all right, Brian. Barney's ready. He's ready to wave that flag. And then instead of us pacing behind this pace car, it's going to be green flag and mayhem. I almost said green eggs and ham. I don't know why. It's going to be green flag mayhem. We got Matt Kingsbury on the outside of Aiden Meta, the 921 and the 21 on the front row, the 46 of Lambert on the second row. This is going to be a good one. Raymond Rodriguez leading the AM class from P4 overall. And that tells you how competitive that AM class is, Brian. And yes, they are off.
Around in the back. That's Melanie Prolu, Josh Sussy, Tony Flores, I think also, maybe Brian Sohn. We'll figure out who was involved in that here in a second.
Yeah, there's way too much going on. Way too much going on in the midfield. Oh, my goodness gracious. Marwin Mofta just avoided absolute calamity, ladies and gentlemen. You see that on the screen there. He got a little loose coming into the S's. The diff kicked in, and he was in the grass. Almost took out a couple cars. Speaking about in the grass, Matt Mosby's in the grass on the outside of the braking zone, trying to overtake Scott Lindgren. Not sure that's going to work, Matt. You can't brake with grass on the tires. Speaking of grass on the tires, somebody just did rallycross. That was Kevin Boland up the chicane. Completely off the track.
You got to applaud Clinton Funk and Kevin Fanning.
Here comes
they
Matt
just
Mosby
went side by
Lindgren.
side through the...
This is definitely going to be an overtake here down in turn 1. Mosby through cleanly. Stuck that move with confidence. He's being chased into the corner by Lindgren. Lindy behind and Mofta behind that. Oh, here comes Lindy in the inside of Lindgren. Lindgren really respected him there because he left him quite a lot of room with no real overlap. But that tells you these guys are willing to race side by side as they head down into the Grand Prix chicane, right alongside the uphill. One of the coolest spots to watch a race at. Little contact there, Lindy and Lindgren getting hooked up. That's going to check Marwin Mofta up.
Yeah,
here
Mofta
comes Kevin Fanning on through. And here comes Clinton Funk. And Clinton Funk thinks better of it. Mofta, though, a little overdrive through the corner. Going to be a little slow here into the downhill through Big Bend.
Gonna go up to look at Mosby. Mosby's trying to make another move here on Tucker Lindgren. Sneaks the inside on turn 1. Let's see if Tucker can do the over-under or the under-over. Something
So
like
I got
that. It's
distracted.
not gonna
That
make
was
it
not
happen.
Big Bend. That was West Bend into the they call it the diving turn sometimes. But,
Yeah. Is the left-hander Big Bend?
Big Bend is the first corner. The double
First
apex.
corner. Okay.
I'm just trying to find what's most interesting. I don't know what happened. Bryan Stone and Tony Flores both just came out of the pits, so I'm guessing their turn one wreck really was something substantial. Clinton Funk's on the curb to try to pass Marwin Mofta. Not going to work. Funk backed out of it in time. No contact. Nearly calamity.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look back real quick, but in the beginning there, Tony Flores and Bryan Stone both got meatball flags. So we'll take a look at what happened.
As we're going back to watch a replay, Matt Mosby just overtook Dan Coletta, is into the 5th position now, climbing through the field continuously. And Brian, you've got the replay here, so you tell them what's going on.
We're gonna look at it again, try from a better angle. I think Tony might have just kind of lost it. We're 3 wide. Oh, yep.
We've got
I think it's
going on.
Yeah, 3 or 4 wide. Just a couple cars hit each other. And
I heard a potential jump start was in the mix from the driver radio.
I don't have driver radio.
As this is going
so
on,
maybe.
Melanie Pro, Joseph Pascucci, and Josh Succi were practically 3 wide through the S's into the Grand Prix.
They're all lawnmowers.
Pascucci's off the track, and over the vent is NASA Rallycross all over again as he spins into the inside grass. That was not the first time they were side by side.
No.
They've been side by side that entire lap. They aren't anymore.
No. This is a great track, though. Everybody's within half a second of each other, it feels like. There's so much going on. It's kind of hard to figure out what to look at.
A lot of people don't like the chicane. Obviously, most people like the uphill. It's a fun corner, right? But it does limit your ability to pass, which is why most of the modern racing series, and for safety reasons, why they run the Grand Prix chicane. I can't remember which Andretti it was. I think it was Adam in the TA class when I was there. Literally wrecked on the uphill and had his motor come out of the car, skidding across the track, and the race ended under red flag. So, it's kind of for good reason with how dangerous that corner is.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin Fanning is just going around. Just too hot on entry. I was going over this with Tony Flores in practice with doing a little driver coaching, and basically as the tires get up to temp, you could very easily overdrive that first.
Matt Lindy making a pass on Tucker Lindgren, gets by. He's going to have the inside here. Takes a position. Tucker got a little squirrely on the chicane going up the hill. Ray, I have a correction for us. It's Melanie Prue, not Pro.
Melanie Prue.
It's just Prue. That makes it easier.
I've not been pronouncing your name at all, so.
Oh, I have been terribly.
I've just been calling her Melanie, I think.
Oh, the X really throws me off. I don't know what to do with it. Clinton Funk and Kevin Boland getting real close. Kevin Boland that's Kevin Boland trying to get by Clinton Funk. Clinton Funk trying to be a little bit of a stone wall. He's up in P12. It's pretty good for him.
Clinton Funk's average finish going into this race, 21st. He's going to improve on that today, even if he doesn't finish the race. So,
yeah.
But, and I don't say that as a joke on Clinton, but, I think Clinton's racecraft has actually improved quite a bit over the last 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better.
He's probably got the stream on right now, so he's hearing me glaze him, and he's probably going to crash going into turn 1, but, that's what happens when...
yeah, noted texter and driver, Clinton Funk.
Look how early he braked right there. Oh my goodness gracious.
He's going for the bump pass.
I don't know if he went for the bump pass or as much as he went for the bump pass and ball and missed the corner at the same time.
Gonna go back up to Matthew Lindy trying to get by Daniel Coletta in the chicane. Matt Lindy sneaking by Daniel. And looks like Scott Lindgren's trying to make it. Oh, he makes it. It's going to be a 2. Is Tucker Lindgren going to be able to do it for 2?
And
what happened
now
to him?
Bolland has missed the apex ahead of him. Clinton overdrove the corner, and while Ballin spun and Clinton spun, so we were glazing Clinton a little too hard. Anyways, there was other stuff going on. Scott Lindgren and Daniel Coletta are side by side.
Yeah, I was watching that lap. Daniel Coletta started the last lap in P6.
Oh, Daniel Coletta is bent out of shape, and a net code contact collects Tucker Lindgren.
Oh. Fortunate for Tucker, and Marwin gets right by him, takes P9.
Hard to put fault on Coletta there. That car just gets loose there, and you can't really do much.
Yeah.
I mean, he did everything he could to avoid contact. It just wasn't enough. I think Tucker got out of that like relatively
I don't know who that
unscathed.
is. Joe Pascucci mowing the lawn once again. He's just trying to give us a rallycross course. He's going all over.
You know, speaking about courses, this track was originally supposed to have more track to it. Did you know that?
No.
So, heading into Big Bend, if you were to go straight through in the runoff area, the course was supposed to go straight through there and up around the back of that mountain. It was supposed to basically double the length of the track. I don't know why they didn't do it, but if you were to go in satellite imagery, you can actually see where they cut down the trees for that original track.
Wow.
Like, it's very clear they cut down the trees. Like, you can see the circuit layout.
Huh.
There's even been some like mods for other games made.
I was going to ask,
the historical layout that could have been, the fictional layout that could have been. Now, Big Bend is probably one of the most iconic turns on this circuit, so I don't, we would have lost quite a bit by having that expanded layout, but
never know.
The
most I know about this track is from the Skip Barber movie. I think it's Going Faster. Is that the name of it?
So.
Skip Barber's Going Faster, something like that. He had a whole movie here, basically. This is how you drive cars, and it takes place all at Lime Rock.
Yeah, his racing school is based out of here.
Yeah.
It's a really, really fun track to watch at. The natural geography here of the circuit kind of suits spectating. Like, they didn't have to build grandstands because, you're coming through the S's. Oh, wait, there's hills that can see half the track.
Yep.
In the inside, right? And then down the front straightaway, there's a massive hill. Like, so it's pretty convenient. My favorite spot to watch from is definitely where the chicane is here, is where that, up on that hill to the right here where we're seeing Brandon Lambert go through.
Brandon Lambert has been hard charging these past couple laps. He was a few seconds back off Matt Kingsbury, maybe 3 or 4 laps ago. He's brought it to within a half second. So he's bringing it for P2 on the podium. Aiden Method's keeping a comfortable 3-second lead. The car in front of these two is not the leader.
Here comes Lambert. And Matt literally just, I think, gave that to him. Just backed out of it. Sometimes you're like, yeah, it's just not worth losing more time or cooking my tires.
Who's that in front of him? The 15? Who's the 15 car?
That's Joe Pascucci.
The Joe Pascucci?
He's had some excursions.
Yeah, his excursions. He's probably going to get out of the way here. Looks like he's moving.
Yeah, very respectfully, and he's on the brakes. A little off the track, but better safe than sorry.
Yep.
Lambert a little hot through the corner there. Matt's going to have a run here, but I don't think he's going to get enough traction on the exit to be able to get overlap into the West Bend here. He indeed has him as they head down into the final corner. A little understeer. Lambert's going to gap him just a touch. There's a lot of opportunities to overtake in this track over the course of 50-something laps that we're going to be running. There's not a lot of overtake opportunities each lap, right? So you've really got turn 1 and you've got into the chicane. Those are your 2 real good overtaking opportunities, Brian. Yeah.
It's always a journey when you're practicing a track, learning, hey, where am I going to be able to set up a pass? Lime Rock is definitely one of the hard ones because it's usually not right here where we are going into the chicane with Raymond Rodriguez. Sometimes if you get a better exit on the chicane, though, you can do it right here. And
Well,
it's
Matt
a little
Mosey's
scary.
around in the uphill. I don't know what happened with him heading into the chicane, but he ended up on the traditional circuit. Maybe
Oof.
just hit the curb too hard, and then I don't know if he tried to cut to gain some time or if he just was trying to avoid
We'll take a look back.
under tray damage.
He hit. Yep, he hit the first curb, bounced him into the second curb, and that second curb took him
I think
for a
he was
loop.
just trying to avoid the curb and was willing to take the slowdown, honestly. But unfortunately, he
I think
clipped
he
the
hit it.
second curb.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
Oof,
pulled the
yeah.
car to the left. I think he realized he was going to total the suspension over that curb.
Yeah.
You know, it's a funny track to set up for because you need a little bit of ride height for those curbs there, but you can't afford the ride height for any of the fast corners, which are not most of them, but a good number of them.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 real quick ones.
The first time we raced here, Brian, there's still a number of drivers from that field that are actually in this field. You obviously have Matt, you got Brandon. I believe Kevin raced back then, and also Brian Sohn, I believe, was around back then. I'm not in the field right now, but I drove that race. Marwan Mafta drove in that original field back in 2020. You know, we were in the grips of COVID. Sim racing was great back then. Escape from the real world, right?
Yeah, it was.
Dan Coletta, he wasn't there the first season, but he came, I think, the second season after.
I feel like that's kind of when I started to get back into it.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. We had partnered with Sim Racer Coin. I don't know if anyone's heard of them, but they were wonderful partners to us back then. They're still around. Their project slowed a little, unfortunately. And I won a lot of crypto that season. I think don't tell the IRS. I reported the taxes. I really did when I had to. That year, I don't think they were required. But I made like $2,000 off of NASA GT Americas. Because I sat on the crypto for about a year and it exploded.
Yeah, nice.
Who
Not
would've
investment
thought?
advice, right?
That is definitely not do not take my investment advice. I have a savings account because I don't understand how investment works. 3% is better than negative 3% is how I see it. Or in my case, if I tried investing, probably I'd go bankrupt.
Who's off the track there? The 3. Oh, that's Matt. No, that's
Bryan
not the 03. Bryan Sohn just moving over for the leaders coming through. I thought it was Lambert going off the track.
Speaking of Bryan Sohn, you see that nice sky blue Penguin RC livery. Penguin RC is our series sponsor. Penguin RC makes some really, really high quality sim gear, guys. You can get some really nice iFlag units over there. I'm going to count them 1, 2, 3, 4 button boxes on my rig.
Look what you did. You talked about them.
Brian, turn the stream off. Stop listening. Holy cow, Matthew Lindy almost just died. He may have anyways. Regardless, the button boxes are good quality, even if that was not good driving.
Matthew Lindy did die off that incident. He got a little spooked, couldn't hold it together. He went lawn mowing as well.
What I was going to say is I have like a really nice hat switch, Brian. Metal. It's got like tactile like feel to it. I've got some dials. I've got a D-pad directional button box. I've got like a 9 or 10 button strip of buttons. That's pretty cool. And my favorite are the 2 iFlag units. When someone crashes in front of me, that sucker lights up and flashes in my face. There is no question there is danger ahead.
We'll need to check some of their stuff out. I like good tactile things. I race in VR, so being able to feel what I'm touching and like know.
Bryan specifically has VR like designed like layouts for button boxes too.
Very nice to know.
Yeah, it's like intentionally designed so it's tactile and spaced out, so you know what you're pressing. But he also has some really cool wheel boxes too. I don't use them anymore, but I use them for a good number of seasons, and they last quite heavily from use. What impressed me about them was the amount of functions I had on them, despite it not being $1,000 wheel, right? So like, I had a master dial in the center that I could change, right? To, you know, so say I wanted to adjust my brake bias, I would move it over one, and then I had a plus or minus button by my thumbs. So instead of having 17,000 dials or 17,000 buttons, I had one dial, and well, I mean there's a couple other things on the wheel as well, obviously, but and then just really two primary buttons
That's actually
to make adjustments. Really smart.
A pretty
design.
interesting concept, yeah.
So you would select the in a way the black box that you want to adjust, and then you would just use two buttons to go up and down. Really intuitive. I never had to remember what I was doing.
Daniel Clett and Marwan Mofta battling back and forth. They are side by side right now, coming through turns 2 and 3. Tucker Lindgren waiting for something to happen between these two to snake 2 positions in 1. Tucker's got a little run. He's going to try and get to the inside of Daniel before the
Dan Coletta
chicane.
Into the back of Marwan. Marwan doing some rallycross. Marwan and OG in the NASA Rallycross iRacing series as well, by the way, if you look back in history. That's usually how Marwan's races went. Usually he got rear-ended by somebody. But he held on to it, and he's actually not lost the spot.
No. Matt Mosby trying to sneak inside of Tucker Lindgren now. If he can make
Mosby
it happen.
Had that spin earlier. He's on the curb there. I'm shocked he held on to that. That looked a little squirrely. He has barely held on to it as he's sideways. Yeah. And here comes Lindgren. Mosby seals off the inside. Probably a good move to choose that defensive line into the corner. That's not a block, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't reactionary. That was good racecraft by Matt Mosby there as he selected the proper line.
Right behind these two, Daniel Coletta is now having to deal with Matthew Lindy, chasing him down. Coletta hitting the grass a little bit, giving the inside to Lindy. Lindy sneaks the outside, and
here comes
hopefully
Fanning.
he's not going to lawn mow this time. Kevin Fanning might get a better run on the exit here. He's going to definitely try and sneak the inside into Big Bend.
He'll be inside. He'll be inside. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that car in the pits scared me for a second. May have scared Kevin Fanning too, because Dan Coletta holding the outside very nicely. A little bit of an overdrive though. So Fanning gaining the overlap on the outside into the next corner. Coletta clears and they'll be single file through the X's. Not going to be enough of a run for Fanning to make a move down into the chicane. Where there are some moves starting is with Matt Mosby and Marwan Mofta. Bryan, you read my mind. You're there before I even said it. Definitely a run here from Mosby. He looks at and decided not to look inside into the
he's
turn. A little wow. Marwan Mofta
I thought he was about to go around.
Just said on the voice chat, please don't do that or don't do that. And I would say that was accurate. Please do not run into the back of people mid-corner. And Joe Pascucci is taking the classic layout to get out of the way of all of the other drivers. What a classy move.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't cost you too much time. I think it's about a 2-second slowdown going through there.
It definitely cost him more than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Mainly because he let 7 cars by.
Yeah. Well,
I can't really blame him.
He's three laps down right now.
No, I have not seen a pass happen there in a long time. He's decided to back out of it. He definitely had a run there. Would have been a little bit overzealous to try to stick that with the late brake. He's going to opt for the early pit stop and try the undercut strategy. Honestly, with the pace he's been showing, that's probably the right move.
Up to Marwan Mofta and Tucker Lindgren.
Fanning off again in turn 1.
Oof. He's still struggling to get it back under himself.
Just a lazy slide out from apex. Just came in too hot, way too hot. I don't know if he's just struggling to come to grips with, the feel of the car or what. But I mean, that is not a normal Kevin Fanning mistake. I've never really seen Kevin Fanning overdrive corners. I've raced against Kevin Fanning for 6 years.
Yeah.
Kevin Fanning doesn't overdrive corners. He underdrives them.
And Mosby out of the pits was behind Melanie. Behind Melanie
down
Prue.
pit lane. Gonna dive
Okay,
off and get out of the traffic of Lindgren and Mofta.
We're gonna look who's pit so far.
Just Mosby, I believe.
Lindy's pit, Flores' pit, Funk, Sohn, Piscucci.
Well, Funk, Sohn, and Piscucci,
yeah.
I believe, were on the first lap.
Yeah, they all have black flags.
Lindy
and
just
so.
pitted now. He's coming out of the box, and Mosby, obviously, who we saw come down earlier. So just those two.
A little early. Yeah, we're 27 laps into an estimated 53-lap race.
You know who's having a good race, Bryan, is Melanie Prue.
Yeah. Let's see.
She is in contact of the cars around her. She's in 14th. I mean, I'm talking about she's having a nice, solid race, right?
Yeah, up 2 from where you started.
All 4 wheels are touching the track.
About that. No incidents.
No incidents, exactly. Actually, I don't even know if she's had an off track, Bryan.
Ooh, speaking of off tracks, who is that behind? Can't tell.
I don't know, but Matt Mosby's hunting Clinton Funk down right now.
Run, Funk, run. Clinton gives it up. Clinton's technically 4 or 5 spots behind him, 2 laps down. Mosby's 1 lap down currently, but that's just due to the early pit stop. 20 minutes remain. Sure. Do you think, as you're more of a road racer than I am, 45 minutes on Lime Rock, do you think it might benefit for some tires? Or I know normally in a 45-minute race, no, but you got a lot of laps here.
It is warm. It's a lot of right-hand corners. I know Tony Flores was directly discussing this before the race. Here's the problem, Bryan.
It takes a lot of time.
I think 5 seconds a tire, and it happens after the refuel. So unless you're willing to give up 10 seconds on the track, I really don't see how that would work out for you. You got to think, if you're doing about 50-something laps, let's just assume a nice even 50, and you're going to run about 25 laps with fresher tires. So to make up those 10 seconds, you divide it by 25, you'd have to be 0.4 of a second faster a lap to make it break even. You're not going to do that with cold tires. You're going to automatically lose out of the gate. So realistically, you got to make up 6 to 7 tenths a lap. It's not happening. I'm a math guy, Bryan.
It's okay.
You saw me take some tires in the Grand Am series. The only time I did it was in green flag action after I lost the lead in France as Tony Flores dies going out of the last corner. The only time you saw me do it was at France, racing against Romain Roteau. He passed me. I knew I didn't have the pace to keep up with him, so I said, let me pit and take 4 tires. I've got a 15 or 20 second lead out the back to my teammate. Yeah. So we both took tires, and then we got a full course caution, and I was able to win it on pace with the help of fresh tires.
Yeah, it helps when you have a caution or the race is longer than an hour, because I know this is generally considered a sprint race.
100%. I mean, it's long. Had you said to me that race was going to go green the whole way, I would have never taken those tires.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we suddenly disappear, the lights just flickered in my house. It's not supposed to rain. I don't know why they did that, but we're still here.
It's not supposed to rain. Where are you that if it rains, you lose power?
I usually don't. Usually we maintain power through everything. I don't know why the lights are flicking.
In Connecticut, we can practically have trees falling on power lines, and somehow sometimes it stays up,
I'm in Wisconsin. We usually, yeah,
you guys don't
rarely
trees.
lose power. We have plenty of trees. Oh.
It's just flat wasteland and cheese.
We have a castle made of it. What more you need?
Clinton Funk gonna make a move here on Melanie Prue. It is just a matter of time. It is not for position because I believe Funk's come down pit road and is a lap behind her.
He is, but it's still good for practice.
Well, it might be for position later on.
Yeah.
Closest battle on track is Mofta and Tucker Lindgren. A little bit of a battle there in the AM class. Sorry, Otis Tucker Lindgren. I'm sorry. A little battle there in the AM class. It is not, I don't believe, for the race lead because Raymond Rodriguez is well and truly checked out, but it is for second.
Yeah, Ray Rodriguez is
Clinton Funk is off in the
We're doing
S's
math.
out in front of these guys here, so just keep your eyes peeled, Bryan, because there might be a white and blue car.
trying to since we're doing math, I'm trying to think. Ray Rodriguez about 8 or 9 seconds in front of Scott Lindgren, so that's gonna, if that holds, that's gonna swing the championship back the other way. They've gone back and forth, I think, 3 weeks in a row now.
Here comes Tucker. He's looking. Marwin hit the curb hard. You can see Tucker has actually got to run there. Just not enough time to make the dive. Marwin's actually decided he's just going to come down pit road and just uncork Tucker. So probably a good self-preservation move by Marwin Mofta to just come down the pits, get out of the way, not lose any more time, worry about his own race. Mosby's catching up to his teammate Kevin Bolland. You see the 2 pink KLR cars there. Big pace difference between the two, almost a second. Mosby is at 51.5s and Bolland in the mid-52s. He's going to move over, no contest. And he has.
Yeah, get
Well,
a
Bryan,
little bit of a tow from your teammate, though.
I was going to say there's a lot going on the track here. But looking at the gaps, nothing really right now. Might be a good time for
it's
a break.
Yeah, we can bet by the time we break, everybody will have started to hit the pits or
besides the
be doing it.
calamity that Matthew Lindy just had, I don't know.
Oh,
He's
Matthew
way off
Lindy's been
pace
mowing the
and-
lawn a little bit this evening. But yeah, we can take a quick, about 5-minute break. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what
SimCAR Porsche Cup Series brought to you by Penguin RC, Lambert Designs, and Whiplash SimCams. We're coming back to a replay, folks, between Kevin Boland and Marwan Mafta. They just had one of the craziest accidents.
Yeah, sorry, Brian. I'm trying to do like half race stewarding and
Yeah, you're
half
okay.
commentary. Kevin
You'll see
Boland
why.
very upset, understandably. He said I nearly had to mute him.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's an intent wreck if I've ever seen one, Ray.
Yeah, obviously, Boland definitely made contact with Mafta. He clearly felt that there was a move down the straightaway that was uncalled for. I can't really tell too much from here. I would say Mafta probably understandably upset, but never justified to do that exactly what just happened there. I think
We're back on live pictures. Where is Kevin Boland going?
Presumably back to the pit lane to use his quick repair.
I guess this is one way to avoid all the other cars. Not much for any battles going on track right now. We're gonna look at the pit times, see who has and haven't pit right now. Looks like most of the people in the back have pit or are currently in there. Mafta is just sitting in the pits for the past 3 or 4 minutes. Flores and Pascucci also in the pits. Kingsbury, Scott Lindgren, Kevin Fanning, and Daniel Coletta, the only 4 cars that have not taken to the pit lane.
Sorry, I was just reading a message from Tony Flores about his race. He is not happy with somebody on the track. I won't name names. He said that he's going to look like Rexy out there next week with teeth baring, basically.
Oh, boy. Well, Tony Flores was right at the beginning.
He was quite upset, and he said something about a jump start when he got on the mic at the start of the race. And if that's true, understandably, because we do have, I want to say we have a rule. Maybe it made its way out of the rule book. We, for many years, had a rule where you weren't allowed to pass before the start-finish line. It was the John Marshbanks rule. Because John Marshbanks managed to jump every single start possible, even after that rule was implemented. We also have a gentleman's rule in this league, though. If you jump the start, all you got to do is give the position back, and nobody gets in trouble. So,
Daniel Coletta has been black flagged, probably for race incidents.
He may have got
Not a meatball.
a speeding penalty.
Maybe a speeding penalty. Matthew Lindy and Melanie Prue both had self spins. Watch those back on replay.
Definitely a speeding penalty. He was going about 45 miles an hour. I don't know what the pit lane speed limit is, but he was going 45 miles an hour.
I think this is 35, and it's a quick 35 here.
Yeah, he was going 45 at the line, and then he got down to 37-ish. And then he sped back up to 45 halfway down the pit lane, so he definitely got a penalty.
If you already got the penalty, might as well just get all the way to your box as fast as you can.
That's one way to look at it, Brian. I've never actually
It
experimented
doesn't
with that to
penalize
see
you
if it gets
more.
worse.
It doesn't penalize you more. It says 40 seconds, and that's all you're getting.
So interesting. If you come down pit road, you get a speeding penalty. Is it better to just come off the limiter and race yourself down to the box?
Yep.
Man, I've been doing enough endurance racing. You'd think I'd know that by now. I've never done that. I've always gotten the penalty, said, sorry, guys, and just served it. Granted, in my 12, 13, 14 years of iRacing, I think I've gotten 3 speeding penalties.
It's like a jump start in Rallycross. I think the maximum jump start penalty is 15 seconds. If you jump, just go. You have 15 seconds. You have to.
How long are the lights?
The
10 seconds?
lights are a max. No, the lights are a maximum of 3 once they come on.
Oh, so you're still losing at least 12 seconds. I was trying to see if that'd be worthwhile.
Yeah, it's if you're in a competitive
It could be
race,
worthwhile,
but
if you have Matt Kingsbury in the field and he torpedoes everyone.
yeah, you go. I know this guy next to me is going to hit me off the start, so let me just run away. 6 minutes remain. All right. Aiden Meta back in the lead. Brandon Lambert, Matt Kingsbury, Ray Rodriguez. I think that's pretty much how we started. Let's take a look at position change. Nope. Lambert up 1, Kingsbury down 1, Rodriguez down 1, Mosby, hard charger so far up 5, Kevin Fanning up 6, Daniel Coletta down 6, Mofta down 8, Flores down 8. So right now our tie for hard charger right now, Matt Mosby and nope, it's just an outright win. Josh Sussey 8 positions up. He's having a great race.
Marwin Mofta, he's expressing that he knows what he did was wrong. That he understands he will get penalized. Accurate. I think we understand. It is possible to get upset with other drivers when they make mistakes or do things that you deem to be inappropriate. We just don't want to take that action that was taken. Marwin's been in 5th still for 6 years though, and I've never seen him intentionally dump someone, so that's the first.
It's impressive that Mosby's back up in 5th, even after.
Yeah, he did have a couple lazy spins. Andy's gone down the pit lane already, I think.
Yeah, he's gone down the pit lane. He's done all that fun stuff. I believe he's gone. Yeah, he's had to have gone down the pit lane. His car was on fire before. Yeah, he's definitely taken the pit lane.
When you say on fire, you mean like
it was just smoking out there. Yeah, it was just smoking out the rear when he after that incident when he was driving through the grass. Am I wrong?
I must be confused.
Was it Bolland and Mofta?
Maybe,
or was
yeah,
it Mosby
Bolland.
and Mofta?
I was saying, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if both KLR cars were on fire today, but
it is. Yeah, no, wait.
They've both been through the ringer, so.
Yeah. I don't know. They look the same. I lose my mind.
They are the same. I think
it was Bolland and Mofta. It was Bolland and Mofta. Okay, so Boland's back at 15th after that.
Oh, Rodriguez, a little bit of a mistake there. Mosby's definitely got to run. I mean, he's way too far back to make a move. I mean, I say that, but well, we all saw Bathurst last week, so maybe not too far back to make a move.
Send it in, man.
Postage stamp and send. Got Matt Kingsbury trying to navigate his way by Clinton Funk here with some lap traffic. Funk holding a nice steady line on the outside. Just doing his thing. Good job, Clinton. Keep doing your thing. Nice clean laps.
I'm betting a lot of these drivers are very happy that this race is kind of hasn't really petered out, but it's everybody's spaced out, just kind of racing the track now. That first half was just everybody on top of each other for about 25 laps.
Yeah, but there wasn't a lot of wrecks. I mean, like compared to other tracks we've been at, this has been pretty clean.
Yeah,
I mean,
everybody was doing well. Everybody was being respectful.
Imola was a demo derby.
Everybody was being pretty good at the beginning. It was just all it's stressful driving back next to that many cars all at once. You just know, hey, this whole race isn't in my control. If somebody up front has an incident, I might die. Now it's just kind of car versus track for most of these drivers.
Yeah, that's indeed the case. Unless you're a Lindgren, then it's Lindgren on Lindgren violence. But,
Yeah.
you know, as it is every week, they've been racing each other. So.
Yeah, they've been pretty gloves off with each other. They're teammates, and I've watched them throw it in on each other the past few weeks. I'm like, this is a pretty intense race.
You know, and Dex isn't even here.
I know.
Dex was one heck of a driver, I gotta say. Last season, Dex was one of the few people that got a race win, and he got it at Daytona. Granted, I'm a little salty because the Porsche was very overpowered, but you know, and I came second.
Okay. Oh, driver sees
But-
some smoke here. Not quite sure who went.
What I
off
was
the
gonna
track.
say is Dex drove very cleanly in that race to take that win, and he drove quite cleanly throughout the rest of the races too. Everybody's got a couple things they get caught up in, but you know, Dex was definitely one of our faster competitors last season. So hopefully we'll see him back for the next Grand Am series. But it's been good watching Tucker and Scott battle back and forth every single week, pretty much.
I think Matthew Lindy has given up the ghost. He has been sitting in the pits for quite a while. Clinton Funk coming to take a position off of him up to P12.
Rodriguez
so I think
is
he's
mowing
done.
the grass out there. And here comes Mosby. He was really considering a dive.
Yeah, he caught up, but he caught up just a little too late.
Yeah, he's still at
Big
about 3
kilos.
car lengths, so I don't think
Yeah.
that was going to work anytime soon. But we'll see because he's still there. Yeah, Rodriguez is a smart driver. He could definitely defend, and I'm sure he will to some extent. But I don't think Rodriguez has come down the pit lane yet.
Yeah, I believe everybody's done.
Oh,
Take a
he
look.
has.
Yep, everybody is
So
done.
it'll be an interesting battle here. We'll see.
We're on the
who
white
comes out
flag,
on
so
top
everybody better
between
have.
Rodriguez and it is the white flag. My goodness gracious, that snuck up on us again, Brian. So a battle for the win, contact in the last corner between Mosby and Rodriguez. Rodriguez had to check up or avoid going off the track on the exit there. A little too much speed carried in. Mosby got into the back of him. A little bit of a gap now, but we'll see if he can get to him for the last few corners here.
Meta here. It's coming through.
Yeah, no question.
that's
Ada
it.
Meta class
That's the
of
win.
the field. A little bit of a Forza Horizon
That was
level power slide. there.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I probably would have hit the
Brandon
wall.
Lambert P2. At Kingsbury
Tucker,
rounding out the podium.
Very close on Scott here. Might have a run going into the last set of corners. I would send it personally. He's clearly much nicer than I am. One last overtaking opportunity. Not enough space. Ray Rodriguez is going to hold off Matt Mosby. Scott over Tucker just behind. That battle was much closer than it appears on your screen now. You literally couldn't fit a piece of paper between them going into the last corner. Behind them, Kevin Fanning. Sorry, I lost track now.
That's it.
And Josh Suchi with a very, very good result. 9th position, a top 10 for Josh Suchi in the top half of the field. It's not been a great season for Josh Suchi, a driver who usually gets some very solid midfield results in this league. But Josh Suchi going to come in 4th in the AM class. A good night for him, followed by Dan Coletta, Melanie Pro, Clinton Funk. Clinton, good job, buddy. You finished. Ahead of Kevin Bolland, Brian Sohn, Matthew Lindy, Marwin Mofta, but I imagine that's going to turn into a disqualification. Tony Flores, Joe Pascucci, and then Kieran Lifflander, who did not take to the grid today after a poor qualifying performance. Brian,
Well, you did my job, so
who was your who was your man
my
of the
pick?
race? I guess. Yeah, who did the best
Who's
job
my-
besides Aiden? Who
You know-
surprised you the most?
I think it was Let me look at the timing tower again, because if he held on to that, that's a very impressive. Let's go ahead and look. Position change. Yeah, Josh Sussey up 9. Started what, dead last? That is 19th.
Yeah,
up
last
into
on
the
the
top 10. That is an impressive run. I mean, yes, a lot of those cars retired, but that's that's the name of the game. Outlast your competition, and that's exactly what he did. Up 9.
I think the most impressive result out there, besides Aiden's just being outright fast, Brandon Lambert, I did not expect to be on the podium today. I thought for sure Matt Kingsbury, Aiden Meta, Matt Mosby, and Tony Flores would have something to say about it. That's a lot of really good drivers. Lambert's not slow. He qualified 3rd, but, in practice, I didn't really see him setting laps that were, top 4, top 5. He was actually all the way down in 7th place. Raymond Rodriguez actually was pretty much glued to his bumper lap time wise. So I think Lambert really improved in the race. He finished only 8.7 seconds behind the leader. And if you really do the math on that, 8.7 seconds over 54 laps is, about a tenth and a half a lap that he lost. That's pretty marginal. So a really good drive for Brandon Lambert. Aiden Meta with the win though tonight, and Rodriguez with the AM win, of course.
All right. Well, we're gonna need just a second here for me to get the points uploaded. My downloads folder.
I was trying to ramble on to buy you time to do the points, but
and I was just kind of just listening. I'll
be honest with you, I'm kind of running out of steam here. It's been a long day here in Connecticut.
I think all the points are up, so let's go ahead and take a look at points exiting this evening. Alrighty.
Yeah, Brian, we've got Brandon Lambert still in the lead. Sorry, not still in the lead, taking over the lead from Matt Mosby. 3 points ahead. Aiden Meta closed that gap, like I said, to a very manageable gap, only 7 points behind 1st and 3rd. Scott Lindgren, 104 points to be 4th overall, with Raymond Rodriguez in 5th, just 1 point behind. That tells you our AM battle is going to be just as close. Matt Kingsbury, just 2 more points behind that in 6th. And then you've got Tucker, Cody, Logan, and Tony Flores. Obviously, Cody and Logan not here tonight, so falling a little bit down the order.
Ray, I'm not going to make you read them, but I just want to show the drivers that we can do this now so they can all see kind of where they're falling in line. We can look at 11 through 20, just on back the field just a little bit, just to see what's going on with people. Josh Sussey up 8 positions in the points also.
That'll happen when you finish your race well.
Yeah. And now let's go ahead, look at the AM standings.
So we were kind of saying Scott Lindgren was, I think, a point up on Ray Rodriguez in the overall.
It was a couple up, but now they're tied.
In the AM, they're dead tied. They're tied.
Wow.
So you can't get any closer than that, folks. I don't know if Bryan's got tiebreaker sorting in there or not, or if it's just like random or alphabetical, which would make sense. But
I think it's random or alphabetical.
It's random or alphabetical. We would base it on the most wins, then the most podiums, and the most top 5s sort of situation. Off the top of my head, I don't know who would be first, but it's a tie. I
don't know where. Yeah, they've both been all over the podium pretty much all season. Ray Rodriguez, Scott Lindgren, they're tied. Tucker Lindgren, solid P3. Marwan Mafta, his points probably not going to apply for this evening.
Is going to lose positions for sure.
Some points there, yeah. Matthew Warwest, Bryan Sohn, Clinton Funk up 1 position, Josh Sussey up 3, Pascucci, Coletta. We'll hit the next page just so people can see. I want to see where I fell to. I fell down to 13th. Yeehaw.
Sorry, Brian.
It's okay. I enjoy being up here. Let's look at some team points. I don't exactly know how we're scoring those, but we are.
Yeah, so the team points is supposed to be the top 2 from each round for each team. Most teams are being scored properly. We still got to break TWRS up, but I mean, they're not a factor right now.
Well,
so
yeah, they're down to P9.
Right
Yeah.
now, KLR is quite handedly out in front, but Silverback's not too far behind, and Penguin's not without a shout. The Lingrens have been doing well with Lime Tree Racing there. Dex is listed there, but I don't think Dex has made an appearance yet.
No,
And then
he
Solprek
definitely signed
Precision
up.
Racing did not have a single driver in attendance tonight, though I heard John Michael Dunnigan was debating making an appearance tonight. So if the 8,000 I rating gentleman makes it next week, maybe they're back in this thing.
Hey, look, Ray's single-handedly pulling us up some positions, so that's pretty cool. Aiden pulling up his team single-handedly, too. All right, Ray, I'm going to do a little talking. We're going to get out of here. So I'm just going to go ahead and look at the schedule coming up for the rest of this week. This Sunday, we got Sunday Night Lights. Supposed to have Sunday Night Lights. Where'd it go? There it is. Sunday Night Lights this Sunday, 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to Atlanta. It is round 1 of the June season. SimCAR Porsche Cup Series. We come back next week at VIR. Sunday Night Lights again. Then we're starting the NASA Pro 4 Challenge. It's going to be at Wheatland. 4 weeks of that, and alternating with 4 weeks of NASA Crosscar Masters. Sign up at nasasimracing.com. You'll find all the information there. Series. I like that button doesn't work. That's fun. Almost done with this series. Round 7 of 10. Lime Rock, VIR, Barber, and Interlagos next. I'm excited for Interlagos. It's one of my favorite tracks, right?
You know, it's one of
Definitely
my
be.
favorite ones too. I think it's one of the only ones that hasn't received 3D curbs yet, but I could be wrong. You could do some wild stuff there.
Yeah, you can do. You can be a little crazy. It's such a fun track, though. Let's look at our sponsors. SimCAR, brought to you by. Broke all my graphics. I'm super. There it is. Penguin RC Simulations, Lambert Designs, and Whiplash SimCams. If you like what you see and you want to watch more, ASN TV USA on all social media, sans Twitter. It's got some underscores in there. ASNTVUSA.com if you'd like your content broadcast by us. If you want to race in this series or any of our series, NASASimRacing.com. Any thoughts before we get out of here, Ray? I think we've lost the Ray. I had a fun time. That was a good race. A lot of chaos in the beginning. And very impressed with some of these drivers this evening. Ray, I'll give you one last chance. If you're here, if you're not. Going.
Oh, sorry about that, Brian. I literally was echoing you. I was saying, before I muted, I was saying, you know, what a wonderful race it was to be back at my home track. And I did miss Josh. I think we would have had a lot of fun tonight. Hopefully he's having a wonderful evening.
Happy anniversary.
And, yeah. Great to be back here at Lime Rock. Great to see everyone having a good time. And I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah. Alrighty. Same here. Hope I won't be here next week in any capacity driving but that's okay. I have another race to do that night. From all of us at ASN, we hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you Sunday for Sunday Night Lights. Bye everybody.